Hey everybody, Ray Hayden here, and this video is going to be on that Ryobi electric chainsaw. It's a 40 volt electric chainsaw. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this branch off of this tree. Now, none of that's in the fall line of the camera, I hope. There is a branch right above the camera I'd love to get rid of, but it's going to be difficult for me to reach it. We got the Toro mower over on the side, and behind that is the Polar cart that I will be toting this stuff over to the burn pit in. Now, if we look over here in the distance, camera's going to be off. It's not level right now, but you see the smoke in the distance there. That's the burn pit. It's been burning for a while this morning. All that stuff, pardon me, all that stuff in the previous video is in that burn pit and more. I've gone around. It rained a couple of days ago and stuff, and every time it rains here, another limb is going to fall down. By the way, we're still cleaning up from Hurricane Irma that hit Florida a while ago. I think it was 2017 it hit Florida. All of 2018, 2019, and beyond, I'm still going to be cleaning up stuff because back here in the distance behind me here in that wooded area, and I know I'm going to find a whole bunch of downed limbs and maybe a tree or two. That's all going to be from Hurricane Irma, more than likely. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get set up, and I'm going to put my ladder over there so hopefully I can safely trim that limb down. I've trimmed down bigger limbs than that. The other two limbs I cut down for the other video are much larger than this limb. But I'm going to trim that down, hopefully safely. That's going to be on camera. Unless I hurt myself, then it won't be on camera. And then you'll see me with my cast later. But I'm going to get the ladder set up. Ladder's in the back of the cart. By the way, that ladder just fit. There's a very wide base on the bottom of that ladder, and it just fits in the Polar cart. That's just a really great thing. I think that's fantastic. That it fits in there. It actually holds it stable too, so it doesn't wobble back and forth too much. But let me get set up, and I'll come back in the next clip, show you the setup for trimming down that big limb. Let's get that whole limb in the picture here so we can see it when we roll the video. All right, so stand by for the next clip. Hang in there. Okay, Ray Hayden back. I'm going to climb up the ladder, talk about that in a second, but I'm going to go up there and cut this limb. First thing I want to talk about with the Ryobi, it's a 40 volt electric chainsaw. This battery is not meant for this saw. This battery is meant for some low power device. I'm not sure what, but it works on everything. It'll power everything, including the chainsaw. It is not even 1 amp. It is 55 watts. I start out with the lowest power first, and then I work my way up. And I run out of energy before the batteries do. I got 5 batteries. This one 55 watt, 2.6 amps, a 3 amp, and a 4 amp. The 4 amp came with this version 2 of this chainsaw. Remember, version 1, you put the battery pack in the top, and version 2, you slide the battery pack underneath. All right, so let's go up there and trim this limb down. Now, this one here is low enough for me to use the chainsaw and feel comfortable about it, but let's see how I do. right, that was with, oh, sorry, let me get closer to the camera. For safety, of course, I'm not wearing a microphone. Okay, so that was a pretty big limb. All right, that's good. I'm pretty darn happy with that. Now, you see these trees hanging down right here, right? These trees have nothing to do with this tree. These two trees here, behind this tree, let me see, where are we at? Behind this tree, there's another tree sticking out behind there. This growth right here is coming from that tree, but behind there, and I mentioned this in the other video, they're growing up and over a limb from this tree. So that's a hoot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reset the camera, and I'm going to use the 55 watt battery, not even 1 amp, and show you what this saw is really meant for. This saw is not meant to limbs like that, really, in my opinion, but it can. Obviously, it just did, and bigger. But now I'm going to slice and dice this limb up. Actually, let's just do it now. All right. Let me just do my little slicing and dicing, and we'll take a look at it when it's done. All right, so that was a 55 watt battery. The chain stopped while I was making a cut. To me, it's time to change the battery, right? Don't use it all up. There might be a little bit left in there, but I'm going to change to the 2.6 by next power up. It's 2.6 amps. It's the next one I have in the line. Okay, this is one of the 2.6. I have 2 of these, so I'm going to use this one here to start making more cuts. Okay. I don't know if you saw me for the whole thing. See that ladder over there? Yeah, I guess I was a little out of the shot. Okay, on that last one, I think I was out of the shot. I went through a couple of batteries on the fat part of this thing. But I just took them down in power. I didn't totally deplete them in full. When I felt like it was getting a little weaker on the cutting, I backed off and changed the battery. It makes it a shorter time for them to cool off before I can recharge them. And I gotta tell you, I'm kind of winded right now. Hang on a second. Whew, yeah. This is a tad bit winded because of the heat and humidity here in Central Florida, and it's August 22nd, I think. Anyway, so the next part of this, I'm going to take a break, go off the camera a little bit. I'm going to load this up and take it over to the burn pit. There's no fire actively going in the burn pit. It is, but it's not really. Like, there's no flames coming out of that thing back there. It's right there. All right, see the smoke? Sorry about the uneven ground here. I'm not going to filter that up, and yeah, maybe I will. Let me try, see if I can do something. Do a cheap trick here. Hang on. All right, hold still. There we go. Leveler. All right, so there's a fire behind that tree over there. And that's about 50 feet or so away from that tree or more. Anyway, so I'm going to load all this up in the polar cart. I'm going to uneven the camera again, right? All right, let's go over here. All right, so the polar cart's behind the Toro. By the way, we're at the barn, and there's a tractor. That's the Kubota tractor. But I jump on that Toro mower, pull it up, and the first thing I'm going to get rid of is all the leafy stuff. This stuff here burns up pretty quick. This is green wood. It's brand new, cut off a living tree, trimmed off a living tree. This is going to, because the coals are real hot now, so they're going to go up pretty quick. Then, once I get that balanced base up, I'm going to take all these, the log things. I'm going to start with the smallest log to the biggest log and build that up on top of that. And that'll make the fire for the rest of the day. Okay, so this has really been a demonstration of using the electric chainsaw to cut wood that is above and beyond what I originally intended that saw to be able to do, or version 1 as well. These electric chainsaws have just done an incredible amount of work. In fact, anything that required more than a hand saw, these saws have done. The electric chainsaw, the 40-volt one from Ryobi, version 1, and now version 2. And they've just done a phenomenal job on reclaiming the property. And I expect them to do quite a bit of work clearing up that wooded area back there from that undergrowth so that it looks more like this field over here. Sorry about being crooked, but there. Shady field in the background over here, right? So I want that area to look more like that. And it's a lot of low palm frond stuff that I can just clean up, probably. By the way, it's not easy to clean up palms. Talk about that in another video some other day. All right, so, but that's going to wrap it up for this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like this video, make a comment below, let me know that you came by to say hi. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate the growth on the network. And until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.